I joined GAC in 2014 in a previous role before I became a general director. I worked as a compliance manager in May of 2014. And basically, it was a bit challenging because the department never existed within the company. It was the first time. So my role was to create, implement, and make it a functional department from scratch. And so I proceeded to establish policies and procedures, which was non-existent. And as you know, when you talk about compliance, you're talking about compliance with laws and regulation, good governance mainly, which was the main focus for the company. Guinea is ranked 187 out of 192 in Transparency Index. And as you know, the GAC is in the exploitation of bauxite, and which is a $1.2 billion project. So for investors to be able to put that large amount of money, you have to have a compliance structure that is strong enough to absorb that capacity. So basically, we proceeded to implement a whistleblower line in the country, and the biggest challenge we had was to make it free to callers, because in Africa, and I know in a lot of developed countries, the telecommunication works with credit, so you have to buy credit. So every call is basically you have to pay, so no toll-free aspect of it. So we struggled for 8 months, and I don't know how to say it, fortunately or unfortunately, when Ebola hit, the first toll-free number was established in Guinea to call so victims and sick people could be picked by the Red Cross. So it went tilt in my head. So I figured then it is possible. So we went to the National Telecom Regulator of Guinea and demanded that we also receive a toll-free number. So they had never done it in the past, so they decided that why not, since it was able to be feasible via the Ebola response system, then we should be able to have a toll-free number. So we finally established the 8123 number for GAC, which allow all employees, including all of our stakeholders, to be able to call and report any non-compliance cases in Guinea. And it was the first time it was ever done. More effective, we had to go through a training process because individuals were not used to the reporting mechanism. So they would call for human resource issues. You know, I didn't get paid enough, this is what's going on. And so we were happy because they were reporting anyhow. Then we went through the process of teaching what we wanted them to be able to report as part of, unethical behavior, if there is any conflict of interest issue, if there is any bribery. So then now it became more understood within employees and our stakeholders, and we were able to develop an integrity culture within the company.